What? Wait. I didn't. Whoa! He shoots stuff? What? What is this? What is up, everybody? How's everyone doing? I'm the Doctor, and thank you so much for having me to be in the first place. And today we're gonna be reacting for the first time to Philip, the new hunter, the walked artist, how are you gonna call him? Now, I'm not gonna make it too long. I know you're already gonna see the reaction, but just a few disclaimers. This footage is not mine. This footage is original taken from Bilibili, but the channel that posted it on YouTube was Identity5 Community, really good channel. You probably already follow them, but if you don't, go to the channel, link in the description. And I basically have not seen anything. I do not know his skills. I didn't read his skills. I basically only know how he looks, right? So without further ado, let's dive right into the reaction. Alrighty, let's begin. Identity5 Community, again, follow them, link in the description.
You must run away, or he will make wax
I haven't
figures
seen his
out
model
of you.
in game, actually. He looks really lean. Oh, I cannot read that. I'm sorry. So what does he do? Oh, it's the same thing. All right. Oh, his weapon is actually looking kind of. Oh. What? Wait. I didn't. Whoa! He shoots stuff. What? What is this? Wait. Hang on. Wait. He can. Oh, he can block windows. I'm guessing this is his second presence ability or something. Okay, he blocks windows. That's actually really good. He can shoot survivors, and that does damage. So he basically has a weapon, right? Shooting weapon. He has a second entity. Ooh, second entity. One of his legs is covered in wax. That's actually really good stuff. Wait, do they stay still? Can they not move? Oh, this is actually. Oh, this can be really good. For a lot of reasons, actually. Wow. Okay. This is the first time we're talking about it. Of course, just to get my first reaction. And now we're gonna talk about his abilities. So this is a translation of the one of my mods gave me from the Discord server. And if you're subscribed to the channel and you like it and you're on the Discord server, what are you doing? Go to Discord right now. It's free. But anyway, we instantly say that what this hunter is trying to do, right, is trying to stray away to disencourage. I don't know if that's a word. Let's say disencourage. To disencourage the current meta. And if you have been on the rock on Identity5 for the last 2 years, the meta has been stun the hunter as much as possible. Do not let them move, prevent them from actually doing the job, which is hunting, and while you do your own thing, right? And we see this from his first ability, which is every time he gets stunned by a survival skill or by a pallet, he instantly places wax on the survivor, right? Which means that it's detrimental to the survivor, right? Every time he gets stunned, it's detrimental to them. Which is Netis' way to try to stray away from the current meta. For example, we already saw that with Toy Merchant and with Ada and Emil. None of them are stunners, not really. You know, their abilities try to extend the Kaizen. They are support characters, except for Emil, who is a Kaiser in himself. So again, the fact that he, for example, he recovers from stuns 10% faster. As his external trait, by the way, for those of you who don't know, external traits are something that the hunter has that is unique to them. It's something that is always active, either all the time, or as long as some conditions are met. For example, Soul Weaver's external trait is the fact that she creates threat. That's unique to them. None other hunter can apply that external trait, right? Nobody else can create threat. And for example, Violinist's external trait would be the notes, not the notes. Sorry, his terrifying music. That isn't something not anybody else can do. Nobody else can trigger it other than him, right? So that's what an external trait is. And I think the design of this character, gameplay-wise, it's absolutely fantastic. Characters like Forward, Enchantress, even Priestess, as we saw in the video, are going to become a little bit detrimental to the team. And I think it's a great way to punish this really, Survivor mains, forgive me, but this really lazy, this really just completely non-skill based meta, which is just stun the hunter. You know, press a button and stun the hunter, and even more, the fact that the hunter can actually stun the survivors for a small amount of time, 3 seconds. No, it's absolutely fantastic. Again, it's kind of like, you know, the own reverse card of hunters, right? Instead of the survivors stunning the hunters, it's the hunters stunning the survivors. And this is really good because the way the game is right now, basically, the survivors hunt the hunters instead of the other way around. Like, how many times you as a hunter main have encountered survivors who run to you, trying to stun you, trying to harass you, trying to prevent you from doing your job? That's really not a fun way to play as a hunter main. And I mean, I don't really know if any. I mean, I guess survivors get a kick out of it, but as a hunter, it's really absolutely terrible. Like, you cannot do your job, and the amount of walls, the amount of windows, the amount of pallets in every match just makes your job even harder. Like, it wouldn't be as bad if there wasn't a pallet every 5 steps you make as a survivor. And the Walk Artist is precisely trying to stop, disencourage, even punish these behaviors of just, you know, just without thinking, just going to a window and just vault the thing incessantly. And even just, I don't know, just stunning the hunter all around to prevent him from even moving, you know. That's really dull gameplay, that's really boring gameplay as a hunter main. And survivors who, for example, just drop every pallet they see every time they pass through them, is basically making the hunter waste time by breaking them, or just looping around, you know. It's just a completely, forgive the word, but completely dumb tactic. And it's actually, the Walk Artist is gonna come and actually make them learn how to use the environment to their, you know, to their advantage, instead of just doing that, you know. Because as a hunter main, be realistic, how many times have you come to survivors who just drop every pallet they see, and you lose because of that, because you cannot get close to them because they just spam every pallet. And Walk Artist is trying to stray away from that. I don't know, just as a hunter main, I think this is absolutely fantastic gameplay, you know, just in general. And the fact that he can, you know, shoot wax, for example, his final presence, where he shoots wax, and it's basically just a long range attack. Actually, I kind of want to know, because this wasn't clear to me, if he can move while aiming the thing, or if he just has to stay in one place. Hopefully he can move. Actually, I don't know how broken it would be if he could actually move. Like, from the footage that we're seeing, it seems that he doesn't really move, like he cannot. So maybe you want to stay close to the survivor before doing that. But in general speaking, you know, I think the way the developers are trying to switch up the game, you know, because for the longest time they have been just following this really stupid, in my opinion, really stupid meta, which is just stun the hunter and not let him do his job. Imagine as a survivor main, spending your entire game not being able to move, just having 4 people constantly harass you, maybe, even if it's just one, not allowing you to do your job, you know. The job of survivors is kite and decode, kite and or decoder, maybe even rescue. You know, that's what there are classes, you know, that's what there are some survivors who excel at a certain type of job, be it decoding or kiting. But then imagine a world in which every time you take a step, there is a way for the hunter to stun you. Imagine if the hunter could use pallets against you, right? So not only that, you also have to deal with a whole team full of people who can stun you, even though they are not kaisers, even though they are not containers. You see the problem? Prisoner can stun the hunter. He is a decoder. You know who else can? Priestess. You know who almost was able to stun the hunter? Mindside. They almost gave her a stun every time she used her cane. You see, that's what Identity V thought they wanted to be. They thought they wanted to be a game in which survivors basically just stun the hunter. Basically, they don't let him do his job. But the fact that they have been, you know, releasing characters such as Emil, such as Ada, such as Toy Merchant, which none of them can stun, and they are still really good. Toy Merchant is still really good. The only thing is that nobody knows how to use it properly. But the way she's meant to be used is she places a trap. Well, the trap. I don't know what it's called. The slingy thing. So that the survivors can use it to extend their kiting, to just transition to some other places, and it's really good. If you actually want to go to second stories, it's really good. Not only Toy Merchant is not the only one that has to use that, you know. And for example, Emil and Ada. Emil, really great kiter by himself, and if he's with Ada, he's even more powerful. Ada, really great support, just remote healing, and she goes down in 3 hits instead of 2. If you find her, you know. If you find her first, if she becomes first kite, she goes down in 3 hits, you know, because she has, you know, this extra normal damage I guess you could say shield, well, not really shield, more like just extra health basically. So yeah, if you ask me, I think this is absolutely great. Absolutely great as Hunter. Absolutely great in trying to switch up the meta, not really punishing this gameplay, this game style of just stunning Hunter. And I think it's gonna be hard for survivors to adapt to that. Especially those who use characters who mostly just stun. For example, maybe priestess, maybe enchantress, forwards, even cowboys. Acrobat mains are gonna be they don't really do any of that. They don't really stun the hunters. You just lower him down, so they are not gonna be affected. But it's a lot of stuff. Even postman, I think even postman, can do that. And batter definitely one of those is also going to be affected by that. And again, I think it's absolutely great. I think it's great that the game's trying to punish this kind of gameplay, even though they really encouraged it for a long time. But I'm really glad they're trying to take another direction in it. And as a hunter, for example, I don't know if you bring this trait which makes stuns last less. As a hunter, I forget what the name of the trait is. I think it's gonna be absolutely great in walks out this. I'm gonna try to make a build for him, and before he's released, and then we're gonna try it once he is. So yeah, I think that's all for me. I don't think I have anything else to say. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.